Another edition of Community Conversations. My name is Karen, and I am an adult programming librarian at LSC Tomball Community Library. And with us today, we have Kyla Bayang. Kyla, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Hi, Karen. I'm an adult program specialist.
And so I know that you do quite a bit of things at the library, and one of the things that you do is genealogy. So why are people interested in genealogy? Why do genealogy?
There's two types of stories that's kind of that I feel like make up a person. Those are the personal stories that are based on the circumstances around you, the decisions that you make in your life. Those are things that are based on how you're taught, or your morals, your beliefs, and your dreams, and the things that are taught to you, and the heritage that you get from your family that shapes all of your decisions. So that's kind of the first part of the story of somebody's life. And then the second part of type of story that there is are the things that involve the world around you. So those would be things like the world and the national, local events of the time that you're that you're living, the political climate, the cultural norms that are around you, for the cultural norms that relate to, like, your economic situation, your race, your ethnic background, or your sex, the economic trends that are happening in your life, and technology advances, things like, think about the invention of the printing press, and how that changed things in people's lives, and industrial factors sometimes, like the dominance of the railroad industry, those kind of things, weather, climate, natural disasters, those kind of stories. And then lastly, the things that shape a person and their story are the large impact events, such as
the pandemics,
like everybody remembers D-Day, right? Or when Kennedy was assassinated, or 9/11, those kind of things. And so those all of those stories are built in and a part of us, and that's kind of how we are created. And if you think about that for yourself, then you also need to think about take that a little bit further beyond, and so each of your parents has that same, not the same, but the building
their own
of the
story,
stories, right?
Like they have their own story, right?
Exactly. And their parents have their stories, and then further on, your great grandparents also have the stories. But all of those layers make us who we are.
Right.
And yet, how many of us really have any stories about our great grandparents, right?
That's true.
I'm very fortunate that I have a small little diary that was my great grandmother's, where she writes about this journey that they took from Colorado. They were homesteading in Colorado, and they took a journey by train back to Missouri to introduce Babe, who was 2 years old, to her mother, that they hadn't seen. They hadn't seen her in 8 years.
Wow.
Because that's how long it had been since they moved out there. So that's my great meeting my grandmother for the first time. Right.
That's
and
really
it's
cool.
just, yeah, that kind of thing. So genealogy is really much more than just the names and the dates and the places. We do need those things to where to start our research and to start learning about our stories and learning about the environment that shaped our ancestors and who we are. But to fully understand the stories, we really need to dig in and do that research.
Yeah,
So that's
really
what genealogy
cool.
is.
That's really cool. when I started working in the library, I started, playing around with Ancestry. And then I went to my husband's side, and I noticed that he had a lot of people on his father's side die from liver failure. And so then we realized, oh, that's something that runs in the family. But we didn't know that. Like, no one had ever said, oh, that runs in the family. So, but we noticed that it happened. So it's kind of cool to find out things that you didn't know. Well, so
Right.
Kyla, right now, do you have any programs going on? I know that we're not at the library right now, but do you have any programs that people can, attend that are genealogy based?
Absolutely, we do. We have a group called Root Squad, and originally, when we were at the library, we were meeting there once a month in the Innovation Lab, and that was on Tuesday mornings, and we would spend 2 hours together. And what that looked like in the library situation was a short presentation that I would usually do, or I would have a guest speaker with a short, like a 20-minute or so introduction to some topic where you could learn about that. And then we would move to the computers and kind of have a sharing session, kind of help each other. Everybody would log in and kind of start doing some of their research, and then just help each other and learn from each other and get ideas and share knowledge.
So what are you doing? Are you doing something virtually as well?
Absolutely. So once we weren't able to meet in the library anymore, so we have taken the entire thing online. We did do some modifications to the program. We're meeting once a week now for just an hour, and kind of condensed it down just a little bit to make that more manageable for everybody. But we meet on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And that is virtual, and that's been working out very well, kind of the same format.
So I know that Ancestry right now is allowing everyone to get on free through the library, right?
Absolutely, yes. The way that you do that, you have to have a library card. And so we can show, we're going to do that now? Or?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I think everybody will do library card first and then show them how to get on Ancestry, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Kyla, in order to get a library card, because you have to have a library card to get on these databases. And so the first thing you'll do is you'll put hcpl.net in the address bar. And then right here where it says ebooks and online resources, you're going to click the blue Learn More button. And then you're going to scroll down to where it says library card and your account.
Okay.
And then you're going to scroll down a little more. And you can go to where it says I Know Digital Access Card and click there. And then you'll click on Get Your I Know Card Now. And so that's it, really. What you're going to do is you're going to agree to the policy, and then you're going to fill in all the information and press agree, and then you'll get sent a library card number.
Very good.
I know, it's really easy.
Super simple.
Super simple. So now back at the HCPL website, in order to get to Ancestry or any other database, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go to ebooks and online resources and click on that blue button. But this time, you're just going to go right here where it says research and learn. Now, if you're going straight to Ancestry, you can just click this little guy right here. But if you want to see some of the other resources that we have, because we have a lot of databases for this, right? And so you're going to click see more, right? And then we'll go right down here and see on the left where it says, oh my gosh, I can't get it to do it. There we go. See where it says genealogy and local history? Click on that, and it's going to take us through to a lot of the resources that we have. You want to take us through some of these?
Absolutely, yeah. Let's just talk about those for just a minute.
Okay.
So Ancestry, this is actually a special edition of Ancestry. It's not the same as Ancestry.com. That's the paid site. But this is a paid site that's paid for by Harris County Public Library for our patrons to use through ProQuest. And it has a lot of the same, a lot of the same records that are there. It has a huge number of them available for us. And the really interesting and cool thing is that up until this point, you would have to physically go into the library in order to use it. But back a couple of months ago, they announced that since we would all be staying home, they were going to open up access from home for Ancestry with your library card.
Oh, that's amazing. So
Yeah.
you can go home and pull this up and then just use your card number and get on. And how long is that going to be? Do you know?
That is going to be through the end of, I believe they said through the end of August.
Wow.
So,
okay.
very exciting.
That is
Yeah.
really neat.
Yes, absolutely. I can tell you one thing. Every once in a while, it gets a little slow because there's a lot of people on
Oh,
there.
I bet. I bet. I'm
But
going to
yeah,
have to do that.
yeah.
Because I know that Ancestry is pretty pricey.
Yeah, it's a great resource.
It really
So,
is.
yeah, yeah. So let's just kind of go on down just a little bit. Okay, so Family Search is another database that you can use. That one is completely free, and it is free all the time, so you have access to that from home all the time as well. It has lots and lots of good records on there. Some of them are duplicated between it and Ancestry, but it also has the records and things to search for.
Wow.
It has a very, very good wiki that will almost any class that any research category that you're looking for, you can find information on how to do it on there. They have all kinds of free webinars and things like that on how to do genealogy. So check that out. It also has a tree building feature, just like Ancestry does. Just a little bit of a difference. It's the difference between Ancestry trees. They're private or public personal trees, where Family Search family tree is a more of a global common tree, if you will. Okay, so that's the difference between those two. All right. So let's see. The next one is the Handbook of Texas Online. This is a fantastic resource. If you have Texas ancestors of any kind, it's a great resource. They also maintain the Texas Almanac, so online. So everything that you ever wanted to know about anything Texas is in that handbook right there. So
That is
they
amazing.
also have, they have some wonderful projects through that called the Portal to Texas History. And what they have done is they have collected over the entire state. They've collected a lot of small town newspapers and got them digitized and got them online. And those are wonderful for Texas family history research.
Wow, that is really cool.
Great resource. So.
And these you can do anytime. It's free.
Yes,
You do them from
they're free
home.
all the time.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
I think those are some amazing databases. And let's say someone wanted to get started. What do they need to do?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good place to start with. So what you want to do is start with yourself and write down what you already know. So start with yourself, write all of your information, your birth date, place, all the pertinent information about yourself, and then move to your parents, do the same thing, then move to your grandparents, just collect everything that you possibly can about their significant life events, right? Is what anything that you can find out. Also,
so like marriage, death,
marriage,
okay.
exactly, and the places as well, because those things are important. And if you're not exactly sure, I mean, like Missouri somewhere,
Right.
see if you can find out. Which brings me to the next point is if you have a parent or a grandparent or an older aunt or even a much older cousin, anybody that might have more information than you do, that's still with us, talk to them right now. Don't wait another day. Just dive in and start asking them questions.
Okay.
And get as much information as you can. And then meet us online for Root Squad. And one of the things that also that you might look up also in this area especially, but most everywhere that I've ever been, there are genealogy societies, historical societies that are just full of people that have so much knowledge, and they're so nice to beginners, and they really will help a lot to get you started onto the right, on the right track, and just to give you that knowledge and encouragement that you need, because
Yeah.
sometimes this is overwhelming,
Yeah.
you know.
It's a lot. Like, and I know that you can get lost. Like, I would try to start doing it, and I spent a lot of time, but because you don't really know what you're doing, and you're just kind of all over the place. I mean, super interesting though. Um,
Yeah,
I do
you click
want
and run
to.
down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly. Which is one of the classes you had, right?
Right.
um,
Exactly.
One of the things I wanted to let everybody know was about our one-on-one reference, which is something that HCPL just started doing, and they can book a 30-minute session with a virtual librarian. So they can talk to you through the Teams video chat. And so I thought it would be a great idea to show people how to go about doing that. That you would book a one-on-one virtual reference. And again, you go to the HCPL website, which is at hcpl.net. And when you go to the first screen, you will see Ask Us it's a big orange box with the question mark, and you'll click on the blue Learn More button. And then you're going to scroll down. And you see, you can ask a librarian, email a librarian, and the third one is one-on-one online. And when you click that, it's going to give you a little make an appointment. And it even tells you how to join a Teams meeting, so it'll walk you through it. So once you book an appointment, you will say, "Hey, I have a question on genealogy," and then you can book a 30-minute appointment, and it's that easy. And so you select the date, you select the time, that if the time is available, and you just have to have a 24-hour notice. Like, so you couldn't do it today, but you could do it tomorrow. I think this is just a wonderful amount of information for people to be able to get started and learn about genealogy and dip their toes in there. Is there anything else that you would like to let people know?
I think that's pretty much what we covered, all of this stuff. Just start gathering your personal information, get it all into one place, and either book that one-on-one appointment with the librarian or join us online for Root Squad and get started.
Awesome. Thank you, Kyla, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.